Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are gonna go ahead and close out January. Now you guys may be wondering, girl, where are your uploads? Because I have gotten DMs and emails be like, hey, please don't stop posting. No, you guys, I ain't going anywhere. However, I do get paid every 2 weeks, and there's only so much that my income can do that, you know, there's not much for me to budget out once I get paid. So yeah, but I will say though, being broke is a lifestyle right now. And I'm just like struggling. I'm struggling so hard that I'm just like, let's pray that February is so much better. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it because there's nothing I could do about it. I had a YOLO moment in January. I don't know what it was, but I think I was just so, I don't know what it was, but I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna be broke for a while, so who cares if I buy this and who cares if I buy that? And well, let's just say that's how I ended up with 41 cents in my account right now, struggling to get to Friday, which is our payday for the first week of February. And I'm just like, ooh, that is why you don't have those YOLO moments, and that is why you just stay strict. But anywho, human here. And that's just my mentality for what January was, because I was just like, I'm so fed up. I'm so fed up. I'm like, there's only so much my paycheck can do, and I'm like, I don't know what people expect for me to pay my debt in like 1 month or something, in like one paycheck. Like, that's just not realistic, right? Like, I'm like, the progress is gonna happen, but in time. So I don't know, I think I was just retaliating against some of the comments I was reading. So anywho, but yeah, today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and close out January, and what that means is I'm basically gonna lay out all the expenses that I had. I have one video previously doing that, but this time I'm gonna like add up everything that I spent in the month, which is on groceries, on gasoline, on like to say like unbudgeted or on debt, and you know, extra debt payment and whatnot. And I'm gonna just reconcile everything and just show you guys where my money went, or how much of it was spent in what categories. So if you're interested in seeing how I close my budget, then stay tuned, because I will flip you over and we'll get started. I will lay out all my expenses first, so you won't like that we can skip right over and I can just add everything up. But yeah, if you're interested, let's get started. Pull out your planners, pull out your budgeting tools, whatever you use. And I'm actually thinking in February of using an app on tracking my expenses, just because it's easier to have it quick on my phone. So if you guys have an app that you guys like to use besides You Need a Budget or the Dave Ramsey Every Dollar, if you have something besides that that you really enjoy and it's like really like user friendly, then let me know, because I love tracking my expenses. However, with being on YouTube, I feel like I have to wait to film that and not do it when it actually happens in real life time. So I have tons of photos of receipts and then I gotta go through my bank accounts to do all this. But if I could have like a real in lifetime person like app scenario, that'd be great. So yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions in expense tracking apps. But anyway, let's get right into it. I'm gonna flip you over and let's get started. And like always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And let's go, because February is coming and I need to set up that hoe like right now, because the first is like a day away and I'm like, we need our budgets, so we need our new budgets, we need our new standards, we need to get back into like the whole like paying off debt mode, because sometimes you lose it within the month, and that was me. And now I gotta regain that. Okay, let's go. All right, so this is how my desk looks after I went through all my expenses and I logged everything. So it looks like a hot mess, but this is what budgeting to me looks like, especially when I'm like deep diving into everything that I did and messed up. So anywho, here is what my monthly calendar looks like, and I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in. And this is following this key card of what these colors represents the accounts that I use. So I do have like my Chase card, it'll focus, my Chime account, my Betterment, if I'm using cash or whatnot, and my Wells Fargo. So the red does not mean I'm budget, it just means like this is the account it came from. So here is how my month it looks like. So from the get-go, I did use Chime a lot, Betterment, and of course my Chase account. Wells Fargo is hardly used, and that's because that is my shop account, and I try to avoid that as much as possible because that is only for like business stuff, unless like I'm somehow trying to cover myself for like expenses that I was not really thinking about, so I sell myself that amount. But anywho, this is how my month looked like. Looks like I had 1, 2, 3, 4 no spends. It could be 5, 6 in case you include days that I did have bills and didn't actually spend anything. So it'd have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 no spends in total, which is not a lot. That just means I went a whole week without spending money, and then the rest of the weeks I did. Now there is one more day in the month. However, tomorrow I'm planning on spending no money because I already packed my lunch. I have ice and coffee at home that I can take to work, and then I already have leftovers that I can eat once I come back from work as well. So we're not spending any more money. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to just start closing out my monthly calendar right over here. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in, and we're going to get real up and close on what these things mean. So rent was paid and it was $1,400. Spotify was $9.99. Medical insurance, what did I end up putting on here? It was $183.83. So this was the one that did not look the same. So $183.83 was the only one. Natural gas was the same. My phone stayed the same. Car insurance, I believe, stayed the same. Yes, it did. Discovery Plus, which is the only streaming service that I have, and that's literally like the cheapest thing that I have for streaming services. I have that, and that one came out, that was $6.99. My internet, I believe, stayed the same. Yes, it did. That got paid. And then for my debt, I did pay all the minimums. Okay, so I calculated all of my debt payments, including the minimums. And for the month of January, I paid $639.48 towards my debt. So I'm going to go ahead and just add all of this up to give you an actual what I spent on bills and debt for the month of January. So it looks like I spent $2,509.78 on just this section alone in my budget. And of course, like more than half is probably my rent. My rent is very expensive, but doable. I love it. I have my own place. I got like 800 square feet. It's just me for a 1-bedroom. So that's pretty awesome for LA because I don't think I can find that ever again. So I'm not moving. This section, I do have to expand it a bit because I know I said I was going to put gasoline, food only. However, when I was really looking into like my spending categories, because I like to like always categorize everything, I had groceries, gas, and spending. I always had groceries, gas, spending, and there's always laundry. Then groceries, gas, spending. So I need to make sure that I include groceries, gas, spending, and laundry instead of unbudgeted. Because, let's be honest, unbudgeted just means it's coming from one account or the other. Even if I didn't account it for, it's going to come out from some debit account. Maybe even savings. So I need to go ahead and kind of fix this. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove this and make like an extra space so I can add spending, because spending to me is something out of the ordinary. So for food, I consider like drive-thrus, like McDonald's, and that's in the section of like food. And that involves with like my groceries and stuff. But spending, it's something like I'm going out of my way to get like stuff for let's say for the house or clothing, shoes, stuff that's not in the norm for me, because I'm not really usually much of a spender in those categories unless like something is happening or I have an event I'm going to and I'm like planning this things out. It's kind of weird for me, I know. But yeah, I want to make sure that I actually just have a separate category for spending, because it's things that are not involving food, like clothing, shoes, home stuff, like like this past week I needed like screws and bolts and nuts for like freaking everything that I've been having issues with. So yeah, that kind of stuff, like not the ordinary like norm for my life. So anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add these categories up. So for gasoline, I believe I only pumped twice this month, which is actually pretty great for me. So I pumped on the third week, which was $49.04, and then I pumped the first week, which is $50.05. So in total, I spent about $100 on gasoline, which is not bad. Thank God I have such a short commute from where I live. I think that is one of the things that I value now most is that I have such a small commute. Like before, I remember I would have to like travel like 40-45 minutes to get to work, and now it's like a solid 15 to 25 minutes max, and I'm like, love it, because it's just close to me. Food this month is a little crazy, and that's because birthdays were happening, and I blame this mainly on my sister's birthday. I actually used my savings for her kind of celebration because I didn't want to go into more debt, even though I ended up getting into debt because I'm telling you, I had that YOLO moment, and I'm like, I'm only gonna live once, and I'm gonna be 30, and I'm gonna want all this stuff for my birthday before it happens. You know, it is what it is. Anywho, for the first week, $330 with 43 cents was spent. Then $131.39 for the second week. The third week, $113.62. The fourth week was what I was telling you guys about, $380.37, and then this last week, $30.53. So I would say, on average, on a real number situation, I think $130 is sufficient for groceries on a weekly basis. Like I feel like on food, because I include like McDonald's and all that stuff in that food category. So groceries and like eating out, I think $130 is very accommodating in my head. It's just realistic. And then these, you can see these outliers. This was a birthday. This is a birthday. So it looks like when it's birthday time, about $330 in that area is what I'm spending, which is kind of insane. So for food this month, I spent $986.34. That's insane. But that does involve me, family, and friends when I go out. Let's hope February is better, because people should be treating me out and not the other way around. And then for spending, which is all these miscellaneous things that I didn't need, that I wanted, like clothes and nonsense. For that, I'm going to go ahead and put, let's see, $98.33 for the second week, $109.67 for the third week, $90.14 for the fourth week, and this past weekend, $1.06. So $299.20. So it looks like I'm spending about $100 each week on miscellaneous items that is not food, which is kind of telling a lot. And just so you guys know, this is literally like my numbers, my actual numbers. There's no hiding anything. So if you guys start judging like really hard, trust me, I might just fade out because sometimes people want honesty, but then when they look at the numbers, they're like, oh my god, how dare you? But it's just like, bruh, this is honest budgeting. This is me. So anyway, for this category, which I literally said, I'm only gonna spend $480. Well, yeah, well, food alone just like blew that out of the water. So like I said, this is a rarity just because of birthdays. Just because of birthdays, you guys. Don't judge me right now. We went to a super fancy steak place, you guys, and mine and my friend's bill was like almost $400, and we split it right down the middle. So we were like, never again. Like, who the hell do we think we are? So, $1,384.63 was spent on these categories. Jesus. Oh Lord, just let's not. So for this miscellaneous category, I'm not even going to include it in the budget because this was already like calculated for these categories right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and X this out because all these activities were already like part of these categories. So I'm not going to double track that. Okay, so in total, the only thing I should put is laundry. I'm going to add laundry. Because laundry, I ended up spending $20. So I'm just going to go ahead and put laundry as an extra bill over here. And I'm telling you guys, this is like real-time budgeting. Like, no lie. So, cash envelopes, or just like the food item categories, it was $1,384.63. Lord, it's hard to write with the coil. Miscellaneous, which is just my laundry, was $20. Bills and expenses were $2,509 with 78 cents. So in total, the amount of income that I blew through this month was $3,914.41. Wow! And that accounted for everything. So that was literally my January budget closeout. That's freaking insane. And like always, this came from having my full-time job, from having Erika vlogs. Like that includes like YouTube, my shop, affiliate, everything. Previous income that I had to save to roll over from the previous month, and my savings. My savings was literally like trying to piece together my life this month. And I guess I got so guilty of touching it that I literally, this is a confession, this is true confessions, I did buy stuff for my birthday because I was just like, oh, I want this and this and this because I'm turning, you know, it's my birthday pretty soon and I want to have these cute shoes and this outfit, and then I deserve a bed frame and blah 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 this. So I did accumulate debt this month, and that was through PayPal credit. I know. Like I said, I bought like birthday outfits. I bought like a bed frame because I decided I'm an adult and I deserve to be on a bed frame and not on the floor with my box springs because I got judged by that. And so I had my PayPal credit line be $258, and I put like almost $500 on it, so I'm up to $740. And then I think the last one was my Apple Card. There were some cute planner releases that I wanted, like leather stuff. It's just a hobby, a very expensive hobby that I should really quit. And I ended up putting like $160 on my Apple Card. And that's it. That's basically it. Lord heaven and save me. So technically, even though I paid almost $640 into my debt, I literally put like almost the same amount back onto it, literally, which is totally sad on my part, but let's hope February's better. I'm like really like just, I needed like a mind opener. Like I was just like, what am I doing? Like, Eric, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? But anywho, besides the other page, the only page that I have here is my sinking funds. I do have a cart maintenance that has $500 on it. I will have to use that next month because I need an oil change and tire rotations or something. My lights and sensors in my car giving me codes already, so I'm just like, okay, it's that time again. For medical, I did have bought my glasses in like the end week of December, so I did have 338 still available to me, and the only thing that came out of it was my Kaiser pharmacy prescription, and that was $5. So I have 333 with it. So in case you guys are wondering if I do have sinking funds, I do, but it's only for these two items, which is my car maintenance fund and my medical expenses, because those are the two things that I will not live without. And that comes out separate. It does not involve my emergency fund. And if you're wondering, have I touched my emergency fund to pay off debt yet? The answer is no, because of my sister's birthday. I used that to cover a lot of the expenses, so yeah. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Here is the mess of my finances for you guys to view and criticize. Just go gently on me. And things that I have still not done. I have not canceled my gym membership, so I did get charged for it, and I did not go to it all month long, and it would probably happen in February unless I get my act together and go. And then I still haven't done my returns to Nordstrom, which I have so many to return, and I'm just like, girl, go get a refund for all this shit that you bought. But anywho, alright, that is my life in a nutshell. And I'll check you guys out in my next video, where I'm going to set up my February monthly calendar to lay out all my bills again like I did here, and to recap my new debt number, because January was a YOLO moment. And I can tell you exactly when it happened. And this is a thing, you guys, this is a thing where you have to like seriously, like, I know a lot of people say, you gotta say no. No is the hardest part. I understand that. But like, me and my sister had this plan since October. But after that weekend where we went to the concert, it was like a freaking 1, 2, 3, it was like a 3-day spending spree. So then I was just like, I already spent all that much, so let me just keep adding. And that's when that took over. The whole YOLO moment happened within this week, which was right after this very expensive kind of ordeal. And it was just like, my brain was like, well, you're already in that. You're already in it forever. Let's keep adding it. You know, that kind of like, but anywho. Yeah, that's it. All right, the planner is Frankenplan. I'll leave a link up above in a card to how I made this happen. But if you want like a full-size 7x9 Erin Condren one, I do have links available for that in the descriptions down below. All the stickers that you see here are from my shop, erikalifevlogs.com. Go ahead and support me there. If you want to, go ahead and give this video a like, comment, be gentle, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in my next video. All right. Ciao. Bye.